job. We did it, you guys. We are wrapping up and celebrating the Dr. Carolyn Show, season number 1. This is so awesome. You have been with us from the beginning, and you will continue with us in the celebration, and then we will come and hit you hard with season number 2. So today's a great day. We're going to be doing some recapping. We're going to be looking back at the very early beginning of the show, when I didn't know what I was saying and doing, but you couldn't tell. Well, you can tell now how proficient and excellent I've become at this. And so I'm just really excited about what's going to happen this evening. And I'll get to answer your questions live, up close, and in person. So just like we do week after week, no different. Let me know what city, what state. Give me a shout out where you're dialing in from, whether you're on YouTube or you're watching us from Facebook Live. I want to know your country. I want to know your state, your city. I don't need your zip code, but I do need to know where you're coming in from, because I like to give shout outs. I like to, talk to some of the audience members as I'm going through the show today. Today's a day of connection. It's a day of relationships. And so I'm going to be talking back to you, answering some of the questions you may have from some of the previous guests. And so you're in for a treat. So grab your popcorn, go use the bathroom if you need to use the bathroom, because we're going to have an amazing show. So this has truly been a journey. I did not know what it all entailed, who was going to jump on Facebook. I started a page on 7/1 on July 1st and started with just 20 people, and 3 of those were my family. And so really 17 of who I don't know. And now we have over 5,000 individuals on our Facebook Live channel week after week. And I'm just so excited. And I thank you so much for being a part of this. I thank you for sharing our video week after week. I thank you for your comments that you have sent. I thank you for the feedback that you have given to us. And I thank you for letting us know that your lives have been transformed from watching the Dr. Carolyn Show. So it's going down today. It's going to be an amazing show. I am on a whole different set, standing up, talking to you. Normally I'm sitting down, which I will get to, but I just want you to know that you are so important to us. You are important to the validity as well as the outcome of this show. And so we're excited. This is episode number 7, and 7 is a number of completion and perfection. And so you get to make history with us as we wrap up preview season number 1. So for those of you that are just joining, I am Dr. Carolyn Anderson. I am the host of the show. The Dr. Carolyn Show is coming to you live, up close, and in person. I need you to give me a shout out, though. I need some hearts. I need some likes. I need some comments. I need you to talk back to me, because it is a talk show, and it's more than a talk show. It is a live show. And you will see from some of these recaps that we will do today that this was more than just talk, because talk sometimes can be cheap, but this was more about transformation. It was more about your life, your health, your relationships, your finances, your faith, understanding your purpose, who you are, and what you were created for on this earth. And so I'm really excited. I'm really happy. Can you tell? It's a moment of celebration, because we did it, you all. Us together, you, the producers, myself, all the people that commented and shared, all the awesome guests that we have. You guys did it. I was just the one that brought it through and gave birth to it. But you helped to be the midwives and the fathers to help to provide, to make sure that this show can go forth to the ends of the world. And so we are going to get ready to just get a look back at our first show that we had. I remember this day like it was yesterday. I remember what I was wearing. And when my producer, Rob, says, he put up his finger and he started to count down, I started to pee on myself, but he didn't know. Rob didn't know, because I'm like, holy cow, I'm going global, because I knew I had a lot of people on that show. And I'm like, oh my God, I could feel a pee coming. And I'm like, okay, Carolyn, you got this, you got this. And so thank God it was a seated show, because then I'll be looking like them little babies that just wet their diaper. So, but it was a great show. It was an amazing show. So we're going to go right into it right now. And so Rob is going to roll that video, and then I'll be right back with you. So let's go.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the first preview show of the Dr. Carolyn Anderson Show. How you guys doing? I am so excited Thank you for joining me this evening, for taking time out of your busy day to make history with us. Today's a day that's going to go down in history, and you get to be a part of it. You know, recently I was watching the Oprah Winfrey show, the last show she did after 25. So welcome, Joan.
Hi, I am so excited to be here.
Awesome.
I am so proud of you for your first show. Yeah, and I'm honored.
Yes.
Yeah,
this is exciting. So,
to be able to change people's lives mean the world to me. I'm walking in my purpose.
Oh man, it's nothing like truly walking in your purpose, right? I mean, life is just awesome when you truly know who you are, right? Trick to the show. Thank you for joining us all the way from California. Knows how to party. Do you know that song?
Thank you, Dr. Carolyn. Than it is to speak to 10 people.
Yes.
So the bigger the audience, the more passion and the more inspiration that happens. But I love speaking.
Right.
Growing up, I was the fourth of 5 children in my family, and
I'm excited.
How you doing, babe?
I'm feeling really good. I'm excited. I did not expect to cry from the stories already, so it's amazing.
Yes.
Words really can't express how I'm feeling right now, because you're not the only one. That's how I feel. You're not the only one. I love being me. At one point in my life, I didn't desire to be me. So it feels good to be the only Erica Mitchell that I know, body by E. So it feels amazing to be myself today.
Awesome. And you look amazing. I love the thing. So we're going to take and show people, real life people, the celebrities, as well as those that are making a difference in the communities. So we will take those who are already famous, those who will become famous through the show, and bring those together. Because you know what? At the end of the day, the problems and the trials are still the same. The rich are.
Awesome sauce. So that was show number 1. I mean, that was an awesome show. We had some of the most awesome guests on the show. We had Joan T. Randall, Patrick Snow, and Erica Mitchell, and all of them were so transformative, and what they shared was just so enlightening. And so we're just really excited, really happy for that show. And, you know, I had this paper in my hand. It's my cue card. And what you guys didn't know is I had kind of pretty much everything on this paper, so I can, you know, share and talk with the guests and with the, you know, the audience members. But check this out. I was on that first show, I was looking directly away from the camera. So if you look good at show number 1, you will see I was not actually looking at Joan. I don't know if I was connecting with you guys, the audience, but I was still getting to, this was my first time ever in my life being remote in and, you know, being produced live. You know, I've been on the Steve Harvey show. I've been on quite a few talk shows. And, but you know, when you're live, that's something different, because you can make a mistake and, you know, the world has heard it. Like, I think in that first show, I talked about Bob Marley and his weed down in Jamaica. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. And I told Rob, the producer, to take it out at the end, and he did not. He said, no, I think that was cool. And so I'm like, oh my God, they're going to talk about me. But, you know, that's what life is about. I am authentic, and this show is authentic. You know, sometimes we make mistakes, and sometimes we have guests that did not show up, and we just got to do what we have to do. So that's the beauty of talk show, and that's the beauty of going live. And that just shows you how awesome Rob is and how awesome, you know, I am at being a host, and how awesome the team is. You know, kudos to you all. And you guys just kept giving us hearts, and, you know, my husband just rolled with the punches, and the kids, and it's just a great thing. And I'm just really excited and really happy. So that was show number 1. We had Joan, who was the lovely young lady who is now happily remarried. And she talks about, you know, some tragedies that she went through in her life. And that show was about from trials to tribulation, from trials to triumph. And we wanted to show individuals that you can be and validate where you are. You can be angry, mad, upset, abused. Patrick had lost his father, and he had went into a state of depression. Erica was 200 and something pounds and ended up being a bodybuilder, international. Still to this day, she's going to be training me to get my body ready for some television stuff that I have to do. And so, you know, you don't have to stay where you are. You can transform your life. And I want to validate you today that no matter where you are in life, whether you need to gain weight or lose weight, or you need to remarry or leave one thing, wherever you are, it validates you. Transformation belongs to you, and there is a greener grass on the other side. All right. So now we're moving on to show number 2. Yep.
Hey, this is Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson, the host for the Dr. Carolyn Show. Welcome, Kathleen, to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Dr. Carolyn. It's great to be here and to be talking about a subject that has my dad. He's in sales. I am so attracted to that type of man, and he was very successful. And we had a lot of fun. And so when he asked me to marry him, we had dated for 3 years. I said yes.
From South Carolina, thank you for joining us. How you doing?
Hi there, Dr. Carolyn. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be on today, and I can't wait for us to get into a juicy conversation.
Yes. So
but because I wanted the 2-parent home and I wanted what society said I should have had in that relationship, I made that decision to get married. But the thing you don't know, Dr. Carolyn, is that I actually relocated. So once I separated from that relationship physically, I moved. And in my moving, I didn't know.
Sunshine State, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome, Dr. Carolyn. Thank you for having me on the show.
Awesome. So Demaisi grew up in Cuba, and she left there at the age of 16, I believe.
I met my sweetheart at the age of 6. Well, without saying much about him personally, it was a marriage that I decided to go into when I was 27 because I wanted my mom and my family to be happy, and I wanted to do the thing that they expected me to do before I hit 30, and I got married to a good guy.
And I'm just like irritated, or I'm like frustrated, or I do hashtag not feeling it today. And I love authenticity. And so that is a good point that you raise, Demaisi, because I know you personally, and I know that you're a real authentic person, but I also knew that you were you just Google it and you put her name in and you can find her. So welcome the infamous, the music artist, the wonderful Miss Sharon Ann. How you doing all the way from Texas?
Hello, I am well. How are you?
Awesome. You look amazing. Yeah. And so like Kathleen, Sharon is also in the beautiful
and so I was going back and forth, helping them out, singing, doing the worship for services. And then I finally came down. And the minute I came down here, I had an offer to be a part of a tour featuring some wonderful major gospel recording artists. And I took that opportunity. And from then on, I connected with celebrity stylists.
For a date or a person. But when I saw Kathleen stand up and dancing, as interesting as it is, and I don't even know that I would call it dancing, but as she was moving carefree without a worry in the world, I looked up, and with her confidence, there was something about her confidence that turned on my hunting sensors. I was like, I'm going to go right after.
Can stay on air. Thank you so much for being with us. Have an awesome, terrific, wonderful day until we meet again. Thank you.
Awesome. Welcome back, guys. This is amazing. Oh my God. This was one of my favorite shows. You know why? Because it had like a double meaning. So it was titled Relationships Relocate and Found a Date. And one of the guests in here, her date that she found was a date with destiny. And so one of the guests, Kathleen, she literally relocated from Ohio and moved to Texas, and the date found her, and they are engaged to be married pretty soon. And Kathleen had, went through a broken relationships and had given her ring back to the former person she was with. And so this show was really talking about, relocating relationships, and that, sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down, sometimes you have to switch locations. And such it was for Kathleen. Same thing for Demaisi, who was also a guest on that show. She relocated from cold Wisconsin all the way down to Sunshine State, Florida. She had to run from the hurricane. Okay. But she's good. And so Demaisi relocated and found her, or he found her, her sweetheart, childhood sweetheart that she knew from Cuba. And so this show, we were just talking about perhaps your destiny and your date is calling you, but it's not where you reside. Perhaps you need to take a shift. Perhaps you need to move. It is very possible that there is something that you need to do differently than what you're doing today. And if you do not act upon it, then you will not find that date with destiny. Because, destiny is all about the choices that you make every single day. We are gifted in birth, our purpose already from before our mother's womb. However, our destiny is based on the choices that we made every single day. So this is one of my favorite segments. And we had Sharon Ann, the international gospel artist, who serenaded us with her beautiful voice and sang to us at the very end. And it was just beautiful. And she also relocated from Wisconsin to Texas. In fact, they have a thing called Tex-Mex and MKE, which stands for Milwaukee. And so she relocated, and she was the one that found a date with destiny. She just blew up, and she's still blowing up. She just went international all over the world singing, and she's continuous now. She's a model, just a variety of different things. And so I'm saying this to let you know that sometimes in life, you need to make a shift. You need to do something differently. If I never shifted and started this show and just, changed from what I was doing, you would be listening to me today. And so we would not have a Dr. Carolyn show. So sometimes you just got to start. You got to shift. You got to do something differently than you've ever done before, because you never know what is awaiting you. Because, I've heard people tell me all the time that they're waiting on God, and he has been telling me, but I've been waiting on them since they were born and wanting you to walk out your purpose and your destiny. All right. So that was show number 2. And so we had also a guest on there. Her name was Trail, and she's a wife coach. And so she teaches women or wives how to be wives, how to remain wives to your husband. And she was on the show talking about her experience. Also, she went through a bad relationship, and she was pretty much broken, but she found a new husband, or the new husband found her. And today she's going forth and doing coaching and speaking about how to map out your destiny and how to be this queenly wife. And so we want to thank all those guests for being on the show back then. And thank you for being a part of our history. You are unstoppable, unforgettable, and the show will never be the same without you. Like Oprah, we will look back 25 years from now and say, look at where we came from and look at where we all are today, making the Benjamins. You guys know what Benjamins are? Right, Rob? We're going to be rolling in the dough. I don't know if you guys ever watched SpongeBob, but Mr. Krabs, he eats with his money, he sleeps with his money, and he rolls in it and have fun, and that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be dollars everywhere. So, and it's the same thing for you. What God does for one, he does for the other. All right? So let's see. What's coming up next, Rob? Okay, let's talk about number 3. So let's talk about show number 3. We're going to go there, and then we have a special surprise for you guys tonight. So stay on with us. For those of you that are just joining us, this is Dr. Carolyn Anderson coming to you with the Dr. Carolyn Show. I am your host, and I want to give a shout out really quick to one of our very close friends who's been watching every week from Tokyo. Her name is Candy Sakai. I hope I said that correctly. Candy, thank you for joining us all the way from Tokyo. I can imagine that it's probably midnight or sometime in the morning there, because you're in a whole different continent. I also want to give a shout out to Kim all the way from ATL. Kimberly, thank you for joining us week after week. I want to give a shout out to Sierra, who's been with us also week after week. Andrea, thank you for being a part of our show. Thank you guys for just watching us every single week. And today's a day of celebration, and we're celebrating the wrap up of season number 1, because we're coming back with hot stuff. When Scandal goes off air, it's like everything just kind of stopped, and they're about to come back on season right now. And their seasons are normally very short, because they want to give you a little stuff so that you can wait for them to come back. So wait till we come back with season number 2. Right now, we're getting ready to go into the studio to tape a live studio show. And then we'll come back and hit you with season number 2. So let's go to the show number 3, and then I'll be right back with you.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? Good evening. This is the Dr. Carolyn Show. I am your host, Dr. Carolyn, and we are excited about today's lineup. But before we talk about the show, I need a roll call.
Hi, Carolyn. How are you?
I am doing well. Well, so you're in the hot state, right?
I am. It is blazing down here. Let me tell you, I'm glad to be in the AC.
Right. What's the temperature there?
Licensed attorney. Started out, I got licensed in the state of Texas, then I went on and was licensed in California, and then went on and went before the Supreme Court, but had this passion for fashion.
Away from New Jersey. Marla, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great, Carolyn. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, awesome. She got the crown and the sash. Let me see your sash, Marla. Awesome.
First one, I think it's an amazing pageant system. It allows women of all ages. There's no cutoff. If you're married or not married or whatever your story is, it's okay because you can be who you want to be in this pageant system. It is comprised of so many wonderful.
Your teen, 2017. And so Kyla, welcome to the show. How are you doing, Kyla?
Hi, Karen. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. You looking beautiful as usual.
Thank you.
Yeah, love the crown. Is it heavy?
Not really. I thought it was going to be a lot heavier, but and even though she was under all the treatment and all her medicine, she was in the hospital, she still found a way to dance, and she lost her battle to cancer, but they showed us like as when she had cancer, like how she was trying to fight it, but also trying to dance. So it was definitely really inspiring to everyone.
Yeah.
So I have my form.
8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the Dr. Carolyn Show. We need you to continue to share this video. We need you to continue to watch and to share this. And we want to thank you so much for being with us. Have an awesome, excellent day. And again, live life fully every single day on purpose, always.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you.
Welcome, my beautiful friends. How you doing, my family, all the way from Tokyo? Guess where we just went? We just went all the way to New Jersey, to Texas, and to, I think it's Maryland. I think that's where Kyla is from, or Massachusetts. That's where she's from. So 3 different states is what you just saw. So we had Marlo Vittorello, who is the USA Ambassador Queen, Mrs. USA Ambassador Queen 2017, and she's from New Jersey. You know, they have the accent down there. And then Leah Frazier is from Texas. So this show was about fashion, models, and pageants. We were looking at the cross-cultural similarities and the differences between being a fashion model and or just a model, as well as a stage runway model and a pageant queen. It's completely sometimes different worlds. I happen to live in all 3 worlds. And so the fashion, you like my yellow tonight? You see, I'm just kind of gold tonight, just hot popping. I had too much light on me, and my producer said I was popping. And so wait till you see them shoes. Look at my shoes. I'm blinging out today, baby. It's a celebration. And so, yep, I got the bling going. And I just love life, and you ought to love life also. And so I can hear my green room laughing too. And so Leah was from Texas, and Kyla from Massachusetts. Kyla is Miss USA Ambassador. She's the teen, Juniteen, or she's a Juniteen. And so check this out, you guys. I model for certain brand names. I won't tell you yet because it's coming out in 30 days. And I also am in pageants. I've won a national title, as well as I love fashion. I do fashion, love to model. And so my son, he plays soccer. And so last week he was like, Mom, when we're going to soccer today, please don't dress up. He was like, wear regular soccer clothes. And I was so embarrassed. I'm like, I wonder what the parents think about me. They were like, this girl coming here in heels. I don't know who she thinks she is. I mean, come on, Carolyn, it's soccer. Wear some soccer stuff, put on a little baseball hat and some regular clothes. I just like to dress up. I mean, I go to the beach that way too, but I'm gonna learn how to just tone it down just a little, so that I can blend in. My son is shaking his head. Yeah, you can do that. And so I want to thank Kyla, Leah, and Marla for being on the show that day. Thank you guys. I know you're probably watching me, so I want to just give a shout out to you and say congratulations on all your journey. And Candy, thank you also for saying that this show is one of your favorite show. I want to thank you guys so much. We have to stay on air. We have to keep pushing out these shows, authenticity, talk about real life stuff, talk about your health and your relationships, talk about faith and your finances. This is what this show is all about. And so I need your help. I need your support. So when we come back with season number 2, we will go at the same pace and even greater and better. And so I need your help. And you can do so by logging on to my website at the Dr. Carolyn Show. There you can do commenting. You can see the coaching services that we have to offer. I have books and products that are for sale, as well as you can get a commercial. So this is just one of the surprises we wanted to tell you about today. There are commercial space that you can have to broadcast your brand, your product, to advertise. We go all over. We have Candy from Tokyo. We have friends in Japan. We also have the Bahamas. And so your product is not just limited to the United States. We're pushing this all over. The production that Rob does, it goes all over the earth. And so is my voice. It is reaching the ends of the earth. And the media is what we need. We need clean media. You know, a lot of reality TV is just that. It's reality. When you turn on the TV for today, when I turned it on, it was a mass shooting in Vegas. And we just want to take time to just pray for those families that have lost their lives. You know, I love concerts. I love music. And so that could be me. That could be you. That could be anyone. You just go and you be entertained and have a good time, never knowing that was the end of your life. And so this is why we need to have more of these live shows. And I need you to help us to stay on the air and to continually be broadcasting through YouTube and through Facebook. This costs money. Nothing is free, and people don't value that which is free. So we would love your support. And we would love for you to take out an ad and do a commercial and get your products out there, guys, and get your voice out there. This is a platform. I have people coming to me all the time. There's probably NBC watching me right now. And so this is a platform in the space where you want to be. And I just don't have the show. I can push you out into different elements, help you to get a strategy for your life and for your business, teach you the 7 streams of income, teach you how to make income, how to find balance in your life, how to be an awesome parent, a good wife or a good husband, how to find a date, keep the date, and marry the date. All right. And so we have a lot of tools and a lot of services that we can offer you at the drcarolinshow.com. All right. All right. So that was show number 3. And I want to talk to you about an event that I have coming up. It's called the Gen X. I'm calling all Gen X. You know, I'm an Xer. You know, I've been X out of a lot of things, but Gen X are those that are 41 through 52, give and take 2 years on both sides. So just like the millennials, they go to 40. But, you know, it's hard for me to see a 40-year-old man walking up talking about, yeah, I'm a millennial. No, you're not. You old. So there's that gap, you know, that difference where, you know, if you're like 38, you might as well come on the X side. And if you're 55, you're kind of still on the X side. So I'm having a conference call calling all Gen X. Why am I calling the Generation X? The Generation X is the smallest set of individuals. They're only 11 years old. It's from 41 to 52. All the other generations, millennials, centennials, baby boomers, they are 21, 18 to 21 year span. Gen X have been X'd out of society. It is the most lost generation. People don't know their purpose. Most rich and famous are not Xers. They have been the silent generation. And so I want to call you Gen X that you can't get to Y and Z, which is millennials and centennials, in the alphabet without passing the X. So it's out of order. I got to bring it back into order. I got to empower, especially the men, the Generation X men, to let them know that they are the leaders of today, that you have that power, that you are the ones that need to take that baton and finish that race, make that business, be the entrepreneur, be the executive, the life coach, the author, the developer, the designer, the photographer. This is your time. It is your season. Women, get ready. Gen X, we're coming, and we're coming by storm, because, you know, every event you see, it's the millennials. In fact, the centennials, which are 0 through 21, think they're millennials, because you don't ever hear about nothing else but millennials. So I'm calling you Gen X. We're about to take and make us extra large, the X and the L. We're about to take over. All right. So I want you to know that that's coming on 10/10 because X is the Roman numeral for 10. And so on 10/10, you can find this at carolynganderson.com or the drcarolynshow.com. Sweet. All right. So are you ready for some more show? So let's roll and go to show. Is this show number 4? Is that where we are? 4? Okay. So let's stand by and go to show number 4.
Hello, this is Dr. Carolyn with the Dr. Carolyn Show. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to another fantastic week, another amazing show. Your lives, again, will never be the same after watching today's lineup. And so I want to do the same thing I always do every week. How are you?
Oh, doing great. Joy to be with you, Dr. Carolyn.
Awesome. Awesome. So it is so amazing to have you. You are breaking ground. You are still going forward like the young man that you are. I mean, I got off the plane a few hours ago, and I'm so delighted that you're able to join us live and in person. Yeah, I was with you in Chicago a few weeks ago, and we did a video.
Florida. It's called Santa Rosa Beach. It's just an area. But I just celebrated my 83rd birthday in 64 years of leadership ministry in the body of Christ. And I just came from China, and they even went up to the Great Wall. And we have over 4,000 churches and ministers around the world, and about 1,000 in the United States. But you learn a lot working with ministers. You know, they're a unique group of people. But I work with business.
California. So welcome all the way from sunny San Diego. How you doing, Dr. Griffith?
I'm wonderful. Enjoying sunny San Diego.
Awesome, awesome.
Again, Dr. Carolyn, you are so amazing, and I'm glad to be a part of this show. It's showing the role models throughout our nation, throughout our world, so that we can change lives together.
Yeah, thank you. That was so special. You guys are blessed.
Positive thoughts as she's sharing today with her staff and providing healing for her. So thank you for having us today. But in terms of my journey, it has been an awesome experience to actually have opened 3 schools. I am a 3rd-generation educator. My mother was a teacher principal, and my grandmother was a teacher. They are from the Deep South, Mississippi, where I was actually born.
Just in time for Christmas, just in time for leadership, just in time for a lot of the fall season when people tend to get depressed. We're going to be talking about leadership and authenticity. All right. So you can pre-order that book at carolynganderson.com, and your pre-ordered copy will be off. And so I want to welcome Elise to the show. Thank you for joining us from, is it sunny? In sunny Montana. Thank you for being here. How are you doing?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you for having me tonight.
Awesome. Awesome. So I met Elise about 5 years ago. We were both members and attendees of a conference. They were talking about, being.
But you have to start with the belief and taking the leap of faith and then taking the daily inspired action. So as a result of me doing that, we have built a phenomenal network in network marketing. I've also built a success coaching business, international scale, and I have been blessed to be a blessing to others. So I always subscribe to Gen 12 to
do your mission, your vision, your goals, your dreams, your aspiration, and your values, and how to stay ahead of the game and how to be successful and how to lead. So I want to thank each one of my guests again. Thank you to our excellent producer, Rob Hicks at Rob Hicks Media. He's given me the heart. And I want to thank Dr. Bill Hammond, who took such amazing time out of his business schedule.
Awesome. Welcome back. So that was Presidents with a Purpose, Leadership on the Line. I am writing a book called The 10 Laws of Leadership because I believe that leadership today is questionable. Just across every element, all spheres of life, whether in the church, out of the church, politics, media, it just seems it seems off. And so I'm going to be talking about, just how he leads, how she leads, how they lead together, different leadership styles. And I interview quite a lot of people and show how they have been successful in their leadership role. Some of those individuals were on the show. Dr. Bill Hammond, who told us about hitting ground zero, him and his wife, 3 different times, that he zeroed out, bankrupt, nothing 3 times throughout his duration of, I think, his 60-year marriage. And so he was an example. He was more of an encourager to us to let us know that when we hit some of our low moments, that we can bounce back and come back again. And then you may hit it again, but you got to bounce back. You can't stop at life. You know why? Because life is a journey. It's not a final destination. The minute it's a final destination is when you're no longer on this earth. And so every single day you ought to celebrate life and celebrate the goodness. And so we had Dr. Helen Griffith as well as Elise and Bishop Bill Hammond on that show, and it was super awesome. We had a glorious time. It was just amazing. We laughed and we smiled, and we had people from all over the world because Bishop Bill Hammond oversees churches in all continents. I think we have, 7 continents? And he's in all 7 of them. He was recently in Jerusalem, and then I saw him, and he was in China. So he's all over. So it was a good show. So I want you to know that the Dr. Carolyn Show is not just national, it's international. For one, I am international. I was born in the West Indies. And so by nature and by DNA, it is an international show. And we want to focus on all elements of life. You know, I had a message yesterday that I spoke, and I said that the 4 storms that recently came, the 4 hurricanes in the United States, represents the 4 different generations. I believe Harvey is white. It was a white man. And then Irma was a black woman, and that was, and then Jose, that goes without saying. And then Maria was Asian. I just put it all together. I said, God is just saying, hey, we need unity in the earth, okay? We need to come together. So that's the 4 major nationalities. You know, Irma is definitely black. I don't know, ain't no white Irmas around here. So, and so that was leadership on the line, and, you know, presidents with a purpose. And speaking about, you know, brown and black and Hispanic, I have one of the most awesome, she's still laughing, I have one of the most awesome guests on our show today. It's a surprise for you guys, right? And we have with us from Minnesota, the mighty, awesome sister of mine, Tosca Cheatham. And Tosca, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Very good. This is Tosca, you guys, and there is a reason why she's on the show with us tonight. This young woman has been with me from day one. She was on the show number 1, show number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when I say on the show, I meant she was in the audience, typing, chatting, sharing, giving shout outs. And so that's what you call true support. And she could have been doing something else on Monday nights, but week after week, she was there with us, whether I was 9/11 down in New York or I was back in Chicago. Most of the show was in Chicago. Wherever we were, she was there. In fact, she was the one that won the first broadcast we had.
That's correct.
Giveaway for a coaching program, which she still has not reached out to get coached.
I'm a busy mother.
From moi. She's a busy mother. And so, Tosca, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm just going to make one correction. I'm actually in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
You're not in Minneapolis?
No.
Were you?
No. I have family in Minneapolis, and because you and I know each other, maybe that's why you made that connection.
Oh.
I'm in Dayton.
Oh, wow. Ohio. That's worse. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
It's interesting.
It's different. How about that? Yeah, Tosca, so how you doing?
I am good, and thank you for having me on the show. I've enjoyed the show. The biggest thing I want to tell you is I'm proud of you. It's cool that I know you personally, and I just have to do a disclaimer here. I am Dr. Carolyn's sorority sister. I remember when she became a member of the greatest girl group in the land, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So we go back to her beginnings, and it's just cool to watch you as you have grown and you've come into your own.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, in fact, to get into the organization, you have to have friends and family members make a recommendation, and Tosca was one of them that recommended me along with my sister-in-law. So we've been knowing each other because this month, we're in September, right? Yeah. Well, we just came out of October. I celebrated 14 years of being in the sisterhood. So yeah, you're probably about what, 16, 17, 20?
No, actually, 2018, I turned 25.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
my silver
silver.
star.
Oh, good, very good. So, Tosca, this show is about transformation and it's about life. So we're just more than talk. We're about life, and life for us means balancing and finding that equilibrium. You know, that spot, that center. And we talked about relationships. We talked about finances, faith. We talked about leadership, and we also talked about your health, you know, because your physical health as well as your mental health. So there's been a lot of comments and things that people have said and sent in to us. A lot of those are on our website. And so, what aspects of the show, what has it done to help change your life, and any nugget that you ever see from any of the shows that you've used to apply in your life?
Well, I like the fact that you have so many topics. I think that's one thing that a lot of the talk shows are lacking is a broad variety of topics. I enjoyed the one about health because that's a constant quest for me is health, especially as I'm getting closer to 50. I realize more and more how important it is to be healthy, and because I have small children and I want to be here for them in the long run. And I've enjoyed your topics on leadership. I thought that was very good, especially knowing that our national president was on. And I like when they were talking about leadership, the different aspects of leadership and what it takes to be a leader, and that anybody can be a leader. You just have to put the effort forth in order to become.
Correct. And yeah, and having Dr. Dorothy Buchanan Wilson was a treat. In fact, I've been trying to have her since show number 1, and it was just a plethora of different things until I told her this last go around. I said, I'm not telling anybody that you're coming on because I think they think I'm lying, you know? Because, you know, who gets the president of an international organization to come and be on their show in their first season, right? Normally you got in season 3, 4, or 5, but in the very first season of the show, she came on and we were just so excited to have her. And so, Tosca, you are also a mom, which means you're a natural leader. Mothers are leaders. You're also a wife. And I know you also relocated at one point. You were down here in the Midwest area. Well, you're still kind of in the Midwest, but closer to Wisconsin area. And and you shifted. I believe that's where your husband was from. Am I correct? Yeah.
Well, that's where he was living. He's actually from Michigan. So we dated long distance, and then we got married and I moved here to date.
Okay, cool. And there's somebody that's listening that is, you know, kind of like on the fence, because I've been traveling now and speaking about purpose. One of the things that's very passionate to me is making sure people understand their purpose, what they were created for, because if you don't know, then you're just living life. You're just alive and you're not truly walking out your destiny. And
That's
so
true.
I want people to know that don't be afraid, you know, to move, to relocate. When I found out that I had to go to Chicago to start the show, I'm just like, what? Couldn't you send me to, you know, Orlando? Heck, hello, there's warmer climates and warmer place, but sometimes our destiny is on the other side. It's probably in another state, and sometimes we need to shift in order to truly map out what it is that we were created to be and to do. What has that change and then transition been like for you?
The transition was hard, I will admit, and I think that's one of the things that people don't understand is it's not going to be easy. It is hard. The plus for me, though, was I had lived in Ohio as a college student. I attended an HBCU down here in Ohio, Wilberforce University, so I was familiar with the area. I did not have any intentions of coming back here, though. Once I graduated, my intention was go back home, go to graduate school, which is what I did, and then eventually move wherever that was. So bumped into my husband, who we knew each other because he's also a graduate of Wilberforce, and we started dating, and that was that.
Right. And there you are with 2 kids, right?
Right, 2.
Yes, 2 kids. That is awesome. That is so amazing. And so for those of you that are watching and you are thinking of, you know, maybe I need to do something differently with my life, go ahead, take the chance. Take a step. What's the worst thing that can happen, right? If you don't like it, you go back to what you know, what state you like. But, you know, just take a chance. because there may be something differently waiting there for you. So Tosca, I want to thank you so much for watching us week after week, for being a source of support by showing up and by also sharing the videos. That's very important to us. Our viewing and our views and the notes and the comments that people make are actually very valuable to us. And so we want to thank you so much for doing that. And you're just been so super awesome. And I'm looking forward to doing our coaching session, 60 minutes. And it's also about purpose and discovery and reshifting and remapping out your life. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for being on the show. You can feel free to hang on with us until we wrap up, and then I'll bring you back and we can just close on out. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Rob, are you still there, buddy? All right. All right. So I just spoke with Tosca, who is my sorority sister, and as well as just a sister, whether we were AKAs or not. And I shared with you how she's been with us week after week, and so have you. I know Kim from Atlanta, my photographer, you have been week after week. I want to thank you so much, and I know I'll be seeing you pretty soon when you come up here to Chicago. And so we're going to go now to show number 5 as we get close to wrap up, and then show number 6. And then we'll take your comments and answer any questions that you have. So we're here, and we thank you again. For those of you that are just joining us, please let us know your city and state, where you're from, your country, if you are from out of the United States, and we will move forward. All right, Rob, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Dr. Carolyn Show. How you doing? So today's an awesome day. We have a great lineup to show you today. Your lives are going to be changed and transformed. So while you are... Oh, shit! Hi, welcome back. So that was a quick video of that first experience, the first airplane that ran into the tower number 1. Live footage. The firefighters were there just doing routine work that they do to check the tunnels and check for things that...
From 8 in the morning till 8 in the morning. And I was coming home. I was on Sherman Boulevard in Milwaukee, going past Washington High School, when the second plane hit the tower. And I was listening to the news on the radio, and they came across and they couldn't believe it. And right away, they thought it was some sort of terrorist attack or...
And excuse me, photos of what transcribed, and that today, this is what it looks like today. So you saw the video of what it was, and this is what it looks like today. And so go ahead and give me your hearts and your comments. Those are as is live today. There's actually some good that was produced on that day. There's people that celebrate anniversaries who were married on 9/11 years ago, 50 years ago, never knew that the day would become a patriotic day in the United States of America, as one to be remembered and memorialized as a very tragic day on their part, but a devastation to us. And you know, I was talking today with my husband, and I said, you know, 9/11 have changed the course and the trajectory of our lives, because now I can't go through security like I used to go through security. You know, everything has changed. They watch you. That will come to us as we put our hearts and our mind and our spirits and our souls together. So back to the show. Hello, it's Dr. Carolyn back with you. Thank you so much for those awesome comments. I see those comments. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all. Happy birthday to you. And be a part of the Dr. Carolyn Show week after week. I need you to share out this video. I want to thank you all so much. Thanks to our wonderful guests. Thank you, most importantly, to you, our viewers. You were just magnificent. I love you so much, and have a great, wonderful night. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back to the show. I am your host, Dr. Carolyn Anderson. For those of you that are just joining us, because you're late, hello. Would you let me know where you're from? Let me know your city, your state, your country, because I want to give some shout out back to you after the show. If you have any questions for me or any one of the guests that you're seeing during our recap, just go ahead and make those comments in the comment box, and one of the administrators or myself will personally answer you any question that you have on relationships, anything on finances, perhaps faith, maybe you've lost hope, maybe you're in a state of fear because of what's going on in and around the world. Whatever it is that you would just like to have an answer to, just go ahead and type it in the chat box and we will respond to you momentarily, whether you're watching us from YouTube or Facebook Live. And so this show that we just showed you was our fifth show, and it was a special edition all the way from New York and New Jersey area. It was the 9/11 recap of what took place and what tragedy that happened in our life on that day. So the very first part of the show, I had people recapping of where they were, because people, I teach in my coaching and in my practice that the brain remembers moments, and so and it takes pictures. And so you may never remember a person's name, but you was like, I know you from somewhere. I know that has happened to you because it happens to me all the time, but I don't know the name because the brain is constantly taking microchip of pictures constantly. That's why if you've had a trauma in your life and you see something that represents it, or someone come near you that looks like that trauma or that image, your body will shut down. And so people remember. I remembered what I was wearing. I remember I thought I was hearing things on the news because I was watching the news before I went to work. And I'm like, nah, what's the likelihood of a plane running into a building? And then when I think I saw the second one happen, I was engaged to my husband. We had just came back from Jamaica, and he had proposed to me in Jamaica. About time you got on them knees and say something, brother. You know what I'm saying? So and so he proposed to me. Don't come in my video. He's trying to come in my video. This is Dr. Carolyn. So, all right, man. And so he proposed to me, and so I remembered I had on the ring. Not this one. I bought this myself. So, well, with his money. And what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So 9/11, I remember what it was that I was doing. And so it was. But then the show take a turn, because we had to turn, right, Rob? We had to twist, because there are actually people. There are more people, and I want to make sure my stats is right, because I believe that were born on that day that actually passed. And so there were over 2,000 babies that were born on that day. And one little special baby that was actually born 9/11 1 year ago was baby Oakland. And Tiffany serenaded us with Tiffany's Miss Puerto Rico in the USA Ambassador pageant. And she serenaded us with her wonderful songs and sang happy birthday. So it was a bittersweet moment, but we have to remember that we did not create that day. It was almost stolen from us, but we can't just make it be a day of mourning. It is also a day of celebration, because it's not fair to those who have wedding anniversaries way before 9/11, in the 60s, they got married and, celebrating 40 years, and we need to celebrate them. And so that's what that show was about. And I paid honor to those that passed, and we took a moment of silence, because I used to be in the Army. I'm an Army vet. And so I have the respect for the flag and for what took place that day, Patriotic Day, because that's what I'm supposed to be and supposed to do. I was asked a question when I was in a pageant, the same pageant as Kyla and Tiffany. My question was, it was a question about the president and his presidency. And I said, I really don't, as a soldier, because I'm a soldier for life, I don't have an opinion. I have to take a command. And so we were taught that our chief of staff, who is the president of the United States, is the commander-in-chief. We have to take whatever they say. It's an order. It's not like I have an opinion. My opinions, I have to be kept to myself. In the public, it's an order, and that's what I just respected that day and made sure I honored my fellow brothers and sisters, whether they were police officers, firefighters, or in the building, workers, entrepreneurs, for that day, because it changed our lives. And so Then we wrapped it up last week with show number 6, and we're just going to go there now as we're coming to a close. Thank you for hanging out with us and for staying with us.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to another episode of the Dr. Carolyn Show. I am your host, Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson. We're coming to you live from the Windy City. Well, it wasn't quite Buchanan, Wilson to the show. Welcome, Dr. Dorothy.
Good. Hello, Dr. Carolyn, my sorority sister, as well as a phenomenal host of the Dr. Carolyn Show in Chicago. It's a pleasure to be here with you and all of your listeners and viewers worldwide.
Awesome. We're excited to have you finally.
Organization as a college student, very much like yourself, and have been continuously active. But in addition to my Alpha Kappa Alpha service, I worked as a corporate executive and a nonprofit executive for
Rosario. Did I say that right with my little tongue, with my Awesome. Welcome. And thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm well. We have electricity, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah. Did you lose power?
People can recreate something that they've never seen. And that's what recapturing the vision is.
That share that same vision of recapturing people and empowering them to be the best that they can be. So that work has taken us into school districts around the country. And now my television work is as an expert on the other end through a mandate.
All right, moving on to our next guest, we have the beautiful and the magnificent Sherry. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us. Sherry Fields, and she has
Shago Cosmetics, and I, the products, it's all about plant-based, natural products for your body and for your hair, because, most people don't realize your skin's your largest organ.
Audience, have an awesome evening, and you are phenomenal. You're awesome. And because you joined us today, I have a special, awesome surprise for you, and you'll see down in the feed. Thank you again for joining us. Have a great evening.
Yay! Welcome back, everyone. Thank you again so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for hanging out with us for 7 shows, you all. This is the 7th one. It's the number of completion, and we are wrapping up season number 1. And we have 7 shows to show all over the world, all over the globe. We are getting ready to put these out. I want you to go over to YouTube after you finish watching me tonight and like our YouTube channel, because that is very important. I have over 5,000 of you on Facebook. There you go. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You follow me on Facebook, but I need your subscription over on YouTube, because, people, they're looking for me, and they said they don't go to Facebook and look for you. I've never go to search to anyone. If I'm trying to find who somebody is, I go to YouTube. So that's where you find the videos. And so I need your subscription so that they can know that we're a valid show. And when you subscribe and they see the numbers going up, it will help to propel and to push it a little bit quicker. It's just like the ants. If you drop a piece of bread, you see that one ant struggling, but what do those ants go and do? They grab their little chain ant friends and they make that together, and there's big old bread on top of these ants, but they're working as a team. And so I need you to work with me as a team. I can't do this alone. Rob can't do this alone. We need you to put this through. We need your help. We need your subscription. We need your advertisements. We need your support. And we need this to go through, because this show is changing and transforming lives. There's not a week that I do the show that I do not get a personal note, comments, Facebook, people texting me and saying how this has changed their lives and transformed their lives. But just like anything else, it costs in order to do business, and we have to eat as well, right? Just like them other ants. So we got to eat, because we got to give them some more crumbs so they can carry to their family. All right. So again, you've been with us from week 1. We started all the way from trials to triumph, and we closed out last week with Presidents with a Purpose. We show you female presidents who are leading organizations in different plethoras, with different spheres of influence. And today we did a recap, and we had a very special, awesome guest on the show, Tosca, all the way from Dayton, Ohio. I said Minnesota, but we're going to scratch that, okay? Tosca is because the mall is there. That's why the Mall of America is in Minnesota, and there's no taxes. And so I love to shop there because no taxes is good for me. And so Rob, our producer, I want to thank you for week after week. Sometimes y'all don't know what I do to Rob. I tell Rob right before the show started, I said, Rob, I need this in right now. And he just like moved with me, and we work really well together because he's a soldier as well. He's like, I like people that get to the point, like, let's do this. You know, we don't have time to waste because life is short. And so you have to be happy. And that's why I tell so many jokes. And I'm like this all the time. This is just my authentic self. A lot of times my husband just hang his head down and shake it because he's not sure what's going to come out of my mouth. But at least, you know, I was telling someone the other day, they were like, I can't stand Donald. I said, well, they were talking about the president. I said, but you do know where he stands. That's good and it's bad because he tells you everything. He tweets it and he tells it. But you do know where he stands, just like you know where we stand. We're authentic. We're real. We serve God, and we can have fun doing it all at the same time. I want you to know that living this awesome life and being free, being able to choose your path and choose your destiny and to walk in line with what God has for you is a great path. It's a good thing to be doing, and you can have fun doing it. You can wear the bling heels, and you can wear the bling bracelets. You can wear the bling earrings, and you can look fancy and be good. You can take the yacht. You can go on the bikes. I know Rob like nature, and he goes out and do things, and we also love just to be out and about. And so we are heading into the studio. We're going to be taping 2 pilot shows in order to sell the shows to the networks. And then we're coming back with season number 2 for you in November, end of October, November. And so we're going to be coming with some new, fresh shows, and we're going to be doing it large. It's going to be amazing. And we're going to be helping you to change and transform your lives and teaching you more about the 7 streams of income and how to capitalize on with the little that you have. I'm going to be helping the nation and the world to become debt-free. We're going to offer you some debt-free solution plans because credit card debt is on the rise. Student loans is killing people. And so we want to teach you all those strategies, and that's what the show is all about. All right? And so thank you guys for listening to us week after week. You have a great and awesome evening. Don't forget, please share the show, like, comment, hashtag, subscribe to YouTube TV. It's easy to find me. It's just Dr. Carolyn Show. It's really simple. Just go into the search field and see Dr. Carolyn Show. Don't forget to check out drcarolinshow.com website where you'll find more information about us and what we're doing, where you can get coaching and consulting help. And also you can check out robhicks.com if you want to get your voice out there and you want to also help to walk in your purpose and walk in your destiny. The time is now. Why wait? Tomorrow is not promised. A great father of mine told me that tomorrow is not promised. All I have is today. So I live for today, hoping that I will arise tomorrow. All right. So until then, have a great night. Thank you so much. You guys are super awesome. Be well.